And we are live, episode 60 something, I believe.
64, 64, 65, one of these with Favour.
We are with
Is that how we say it?
Adeniyi.
Yes.
Adeniyi,
Well,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
welcome to. So, Favour is an HP Summer Scholar ambassador. She makes tech content, and she is into tech, faith, and lifestyle, which is amazing. She also hails all the way from Nigeria, which is, I believe, our first African guest. Or was Egypt?
Egypt. Mhm.
Egypt, right? Yeah, well, Egypt, and now we have, Nigeria. Well, Egypt is more Arabic than African, so we'll consider you our first African guest,
Yeah.
all the way from Africa. Welcome to the show,
Thank
and let's get right into it. So you got into technology and you make tech content, right? So you were HP as in like the laptop HP?
Yeah, the HP company. Mhm.
HP company, and you're their summer scholar. So tell us a little bit more about that. Like, what do you do?
Okay, so the HP Summer Scholar Program was actually for people who lost their internships due to COVID-19. I actually had an internship at Johns Hopkins for the summer, but then due to COVID-19, I lost it. So HP created this like a professional development experience for those kind of people, and I applied and I got into it. And I was selected to be like an HP insider, which is like being a social media ambassador for the program. And it was like a 6-week program. We completed it last week, Thursday. So yeah, it's over now. But it was a great experience learning about HP, learning about the different facets of business there, their print business and their PC business, and also their gaming business. So I was just like creating content, showing the world what it is like working at HP and what they also do as a company.
Interesting, which is pretty cool because my laptop is HP, so it's good to have someone who actually has
I'm
been
an
in
HP
the
also.
inside,
Mhm.
has like seen like stuff we probably didn't see. So, are they developing anything new? Do you know about anything, or is there something you like?
They are probably working on more projects now that everyone is like working from home and having to like have school from home. So yeah, they are working on exciting projects. I'm not really
When-
aware of any new thing they're working on, but I'm sure they
Mhm.
are.
All
All
right,
right.
that's pretty cool. So, what
That's
made you
cool.
get? What made you get into technology? What made you get into like the whole?
Yeah, I think it was my first semester of college in America. I didn't know what I wanted to study. I wanted to study business, but then my parents were advising me to keep an open mind to other fields. So I took a web development class, um, and then I really liked it because in the first, I think 2 weeks into my web development class, I created my first web page, and it was just awesome seeing that I created something that was out there for people to see, and just knowing that I could solve problems, I could help people's businesses with technology, like building websites for them and that kind of thing. It intrigued me so much, and I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And yeah, that's how I got into tech. And then from then on, I started like reading more articles, applying for opportunities, and I started getting so many opportunities. And one thing I like about the tech field is the freedom it brings. So no matter like the skills you have, you can always like apply that to tech in one way or the other. Like right now, I'm more into user experience design than web development, and and that has been so a great opportunity for me because in the month of February, I got to interview at Facebook for a product design internship, and I started learning like product design in like December. So you can see like in just like a matter of like 3 months or 4 months, I was able to get that kind of opportunity. That's how like tech is. It brings so much freedom, and the rewarding experience I love so much about the tech field is that you get to solve problems that people are solving, or like you get to solve problems that people have actually, and
Mhm.
that's what inspires me the most, that I get to actually solve problems.
What's
And
problems? Yeah, what
yeah.
kind of problems do you want to solve?
Okay, I want to solve first of all, one problem I want to solve is um, there's this saying that says talent is equally distributed, but opportunity is not. I really want to bridge the gap between talent and opportunity because where I come from, Nigeria, there's so many things we don't have back there. If I
Mhm.
stayed back in Nigeria, I wouldn't have all the opportunities I have today. But then many people are actually talented in those kind of countries and they don't have the opportunity. So I want to actually bring opportunities to them. I want to be able to create software products that will enhance their skills, that would help them build more tech skills and to solve problems in their community too. Like that's one of the goals I really want to achieve in the tech field.
So to give back to your home country,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
basically, okay, that's
Mhm.
interesting. That's pretty cool.
That's
And
interesting.
how are you planning on doing that? Is there like do you have already a set plan of goals that you're gonna do, or is it just wherever the wind takes you, or how?
The goal is to finish college first. I finished college in 2 years. After that, I believe I'll get a good job, hopefully, and then from then start building my tech company because I want to be a tech entrepreneur. The way Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg are, they are my big inspirations, and I want to also be a tech entrepreneur, and I want to create a tech company, provide opportunities for people in my country to work at my tech company, and
Mhm.
just solve various problems for our communities, our countries around the world. Yeah,
Interesting.
Okay.
that's my
And
hope.
Nigeria, would you say like what is tech like? If you don't mind, like where from Nigeria are you? Did you grow up there?
Yeah, I grew up in Nigeria. I only came to America for my college education. So I
Hmm.
was in Nigeria for like 18 years of my life. I'm currently
Yes.
20. Yeah.
What city? So yeah, what city were you in?
I grew up in Jos, Nigeria. It's in
Hmm.
like the middle. It's in the middle belt, like it's like literally the middle of Nigeria. It's a small city. It's not that big, but yeah, the technology in Nigeria is still developing. America is way
Hmm.
ahead, of course, and other countries are way ahead.
What do you
Nigeria,
mean? Like what are some things we have here in like or in technology countries,
Okay,
versus
like
Nigeria?
for instance, like because of the pandemic, we had to shift classes online and we're using things like Zoom, Google Classroom, so many other things we're using here, like Slack. In Nigeria, many of them don't even have the internet to even use those kind of things. Like they don't have the internet. It's
Hmm.
only like the middle class to upper class men in Nigeria that have the money to buy the internet. In Nigeria, internet is so expensive, many people can't even afford it. So I'm wondering how people are even coping in times where things have to shift online when they couldn't even afford the internet for it. So little things like that, like Wi-Fi. We have free access to Wi-Fi here. It's so easy. Like I'm never stranded. I have internet 24/7 every single day of the year, every single year. But in Nigeria, it's not like that for many of them. So that's one thing I actually want to do.
Interesting. Which is actually, it's kind of sad to hear because internet went from being something that's luxury to a necessity. You need
Yeah.
internet to stay, with the times, to get your news,
Mm-hmm.
watch TV, whatever. Even phone calls are now starting to shift into
Hmm.
internet.
Here, like
So
moving around from place to place, right? You need the
Mm-hmm.
GPS or like.
there
Yeah.
you go. So
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
like I don't know, what do you think is like how can internet be more prevalent in
Accessible.
the Nigerian or accessible in the Nigerian community?
Yeah, I personally believe it has to start from the government. I feel like the government has to create a plan on how to make internet accessible for everyone, not just like middle class men, upper class men. Just for like literally everyone. It should be like an essential will I say an essential commodity for everyone to actually
Hmm.
have, like providing Wi-Fi, and also like the internet providers in Nigeria, like them reducing their prices to match everyone's need will probably be something that they have to take into consideration
Mhm.
because many people can't afford it, and it's unfortunate that they can't. We stream Netflix movies, and many people don't even have the internet to call their loved ones and that kind of thing. So it has to start from the government first, them actually collaborating with the internet providers in Nigeria to find a way to make internet accessible for everyone and making it like more affordable and cheaper too.
Mhm.
Hmm.
It's I don't um you said maybe like the government, it's up to the government to help make it cheaper and stuff. Usually I'd say like it's up to the tech entrepreneurs, right, to make it more
Yeah.
accessible. And I know there are a lot of entrepreneurs in Africa, but it's hard for them to make a product, and it's hard to them to sell a product, right? From what I understand, because like currency is moving around, or it's hard to
Yeah.
sell from between different African countries.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. All right. Tell us a little bit more about tech. What are the biggest misconceptions about tech, you think?
Okay, I think when I was in Nigeria, the biggest misconception about tech that I heard was that tech it's like a male field. Because when you are in Nigeria, and you're like, oh, I want to be an engineer, and you're a girl, or you're like, I want to go into the tech field, I want to be a mobile app developer or something, many people will actually discourage you and be like, nah, that's for men. Won't you do something like more feminine, like business or beauty, that kind of thing? Because that's the kind of notion we got back there. But then now, with the way things are going, people are beginning to be like, okay, tech is actually not just for men, it's also for women too. And even in America here, we still need more women in tech because the gap is still a lot. So they're still like, I know some of my classes I take in college, like let's say it's in a class of 25, there'll be like 5 girls and 20 boys. So that's to show that the tech field we still have that gap within men and women. We still need to bridge that gap. That was like the biggest misconception I had about tech. And then I got here and I'm like, okay, people actually in tech and they're women and they're succeeding, and that's one reason why I work so hard, because I want to be a tech entrepreneur, to also encourage like other girls that have aspirations of being in the STEM field to follow their dreams and their goals. And another misconception about tech is that tech is it's only technical. I know that it sounds like technical, yeah, but then but then it's really not all about being technical. Many of the things I do are not that technical. And there are many other fields, many other very important and vital fields in the technology field that are not even technical, like being a UX writer or a content designer or a product manager or a program manager. There's so many fields in tech that are actually not technical, and I feel like it's important for people to know, because people actually get scared when they're like, oh my god, no, I can't be in the tech industry because it's too technical, I don't know how to code, I don't know how to do this and that. I'm like, no, it's not only technical. And even if you want to go into the technical fields in tech, it's totally fine, because you can always learn those skills. There are so many resources for you to learn those skills. So.
What do you mean? So what does tech mean if it's not just like the technology side of it? Mm-hmm.
Tech means technology, of course, but then we just use that term to like encompass everything tech. Like building phones, laptops, systems, all those things. But then there are also non-technical sides of those things. Like when people are developing, like let's say a mobile app product like Twitter, there are people that do non-technical things, like conduct interviews to know what users want. That's very non-technical. Like people that write, like create the forums people use, or the content you see on Twitter. Those are like technical writers. It's called technical writers because they're creating like content for like a technical product, but then all they do is just write stuff. So that's a non-technical field. Or like a manager, like maybe a program manager or a product manager that just manages a team of people. That's non-technical too. So there are many other non-technical roles in tech. Even marketing is also in tech. It's non-technical, because you literally just like develop marketing strategies for the company or for the products. You don't do that much technical stuff. So that's also a non-technical field in tech.
Awesome.
Interesting.
What about you? What aspects of tech interest you the most in between all these different things?
I think it's actually product design. And the reason why I say that is because I said what inspires me the most about tech is solving problems for people and for the world. And design gets to the root of problems. Design is actually how things work. And that was Steve Jobs said. He's like, design is how things work. Design is not how fancy it looks or how pretty or how beautiful it looks. No, it's actually how things work. One reason why I respect Apple so much is because of their design. Their design system is flawless. Their phones flawless, their devices flawless, even their software is flawless.
Yep.
And that's actually what design is. Design is how it works, and that's why I got into design, because I wanted to
Windows. No.
I got into design because I wanted to create like systems, products that work really well for people, that actually solve your problems, not just look fancy and beautiful and pretty, just things that actually solve people's problems. That's why I got into design. And that's what intrigues me the most about tech, just design, user experience design, product design.
I am with you. Not 100%, 1,000,000%. If a product doesn't look visually appealing, no one's gonna buy it. And if people do, it's because they're into the technical, like, oh, this has this much power, or the very, the small tiny details. But when I look at an Apple like this, and I look at it, okay, people hate it because of the 3 camera, right? They're like, oh, what is this? But come on, let's not lie. This looks amazing, you guys. Especially for the new, did you see the new iPhone? Did you see the new iPhone?
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
pull it up for
Mhm.
our visual viewers. So give me here 1 second. I'm going to pull up the new iPhone, and it looks amazing. Like, can you tell us a little bit while I just pull it up about the new iPhone,
About
or
the
do
new
you not know
iPhone.
about it?
I know more about the new iOS features, iOS 14. That's what I'm most excited about, and I really can't wait for Apple to release it because, um, as far as the hardware is good, the software has to also be great, and just the iOS features, the new one, and how everything is just taken into consideration is what I'm really excited about. The new features, like, when you're using FaceTime and you leave the FaceTime app, it doesn't just disappear. You actually still see like a little square now on the new iOS, and that's
Yeah,
what I'm most
that's
excited
amazing.
about, the features and all. So yeah,
Pretty much. Are you on your laptop now, or are you on your phone?
I'm on my laptop.
Okay, so then you should see here in front of us we have the new iPhone, and like just look at it. Looks amazing.
Yeah, it does.
It looks really good. It's expensive,
Yeah,
I know. It's very
yeah.
expensive,
Hmm.
but it looks really good, right? So here we have this huge debate in our sides of the world of basically uh, iPhone versus Android. People prefer Android, people prefer iPhone. And just judging by, the conversation we just had, I would say your team Apple, right?
Yeah.
My guy. Okay. So let's try this. How come iPhone and not Android?
I think the reason why iPhone took over the phone market and not at Android is because, like I said, it boils down to design.
Mhm.
Apple literally, or Steve Jobs and his team, they literally like took into consideration so many things. The Android software, because I've used an Android phone in the past, it's always like had bugs, it's be running slow, so many things. It should just like go off on me. And I'm not saying the iPhone is 100% perfect, but the software is literally flawless, you
It's
understand.
smooth.
And yeah, it's really smooth, and they took
Yep.
into consideration so many things, and that just design is literally how everything works, and that's what they did. So that's why I believe Apple has the edge over Android, is because they really take design into consideration, and many companies have to catch up with that, taking design into consideration. Like, we're no longer in the days where you just bring out any product and people buy. People actually want things to work for them. People want comfort. People want convenience. And that's what Apple really have done with the with their phones and their laptops and other devices.
hmm So that's a good reason. So, but people also
Yeah,
say you're very restricted on Apple, right? So, like with
yeah.
Android, you have more of a freedom to even the apps that are not in the store, you can still get those apps. So, what would you say your counter argument to that?
I feel like Apple know what they're doing. They create the devices. People are just talking because they want something, but they are the ones that create the devices. Sometimes it's quite annoying because I go through that too. I use an iPhone, I go through that sometimes, but they know what they're doing with those kind of things. They don't want you to get a bug or a system problem from sharing your picture or something with another device. So if they know what they're doing, that's what I'm saying. So I trust them. I trust they know what they're doing, and I trust they make those kind of rules for a certain reason. And I believe the reason is quite valid. So yeah,
Mm. Another thing people also like about Android is file transfer. So you can transfer your files easily on Android, which I have to say is
mm,
true, even though I'm Team Apple, right? But
yeah.
like, what do you say? What would your counter arguments be in terms of like,
Transferring files.
yeah, file transfer?
I use an iPhone and I transfer my files through Google Drive. I mean, we live in the days of Google Drive and Dropbox, so that shouldn't be a problem in transferring files. And I think it's okay, honestly. I don't have a problem transferring files on my iPhone or anything. So it just boils down to your own personal preferences. And many people just hate the iPhone because of the costs, which
I was just
is
gonna say, yeah,
which is understandable because it's a
yeah.
$1,000 phone, and I think the Pro will now be like a $1,200 phone, and that's a lot of money. But then I believe it's worth it.
I believe it's worth it too, but it's hard to convince people that it
Yeah.
is worth it. So, but why is it pricey? Why is what's the main reason of it being very expensive?
Expensive. because the iPhone has so many features, many people are like, oh, but then it doesn't have that many features. I'm like, it's because you only text, call, and use social media. That's all you do with your phone. But the iPhone has so many other features that many people do not even use at all. Like the software alone is so great. Like you don't get the kind of experience you get using an iPhone, using an Android. It's unmatchable. And I can say that because I've used an Android before and I use an iPhone. I also have an Android that I still use now from time to time. And the experience you can't compare, honestly. So there's so many things you're paying for the iPhone that you do not even know that you do not use. And like for instance, Apple got rid of the earphone jack
Yeah. And people went crazy. Yeah.
Apple constantly shows us that you don't need so many things. You don't need your phone to have so many things for it to run flawlessly, And yeah.
But it is a bit of an inconvenience. If I have these headphones, I want to use it on my iPhone. I need to attach what did they call it? The dongle?
The charger?
Not the charger. It's the thing that you attach your earphones through. The AUX jack earphones.
Oh, okay.
But it comes with the box, But it's like,
yeah,
it's a little bit,
yeah,
just a little bit, because it's like it's either I charge my phone or I spend my last 3%, listening to this YouTube video or this like song I'm listening to. So it's
I use my AirPods and I charge my phone.
true.
Hands-free. It's pretty simple.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
the AirPods are like $300 or $200. I'm not sure, but then I just still believe it's worth it because I mean, if you're paying for something and they've promised you an experience with that certain thing and you've tried it and it's actually great, so I believe it's worth it.
All right, that's fair. That's fair to say. So let's move on to technology in the future. So we both know technology is moving at a very, very fast rate. Like it's improving year after year, whereas before it took like years to discover electricity, then years to turn it into a light bulb, and then years to bring out a phone. And now it's like every year we're having something new, right? So does this scare you by any chance? Because to me, it's kind of scary, like how fast we're moving.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite scary sometimes, but for me, it's more exciting because I'm just looking forward to the newest invention. And with this artificial intelligence and machine language taking over the industry, I'm just like, I'm so excited. I'm more like looking forward to what the future brings than being scared of what the future brings. Especially like with the times we're in, I want more technology innovations that can cure diseases, and can help people, and I'm just more excited, honestly. Just very excited about what the future brings.
Well, that's interesting you say. Let's talk about AI since you brought it up. AI is my biggest fear. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm scared of what AI can do. Like now, AI are just doing things like chess. And in video games, it's the NPCs, the non-playable characters, and things like that. But do you think in the future they will be very like they will be in fully control of themselves to the point where it's out of our control?
Okay, I don't know what I think about that. What I would say is that everything has a good and bad side. And I feel like we're going into a world of artificial intelligence because we have many problems in the world that need to be solved, and it's beyond our capacity to solve those problems. So now we're building systems that we believe can solve those problems. They may have disadvantages, definitely, and they probably also have advantages. So I'm just like more looking forward to the advantages they have than disadvantages. I still feel like we will still be very relevant human because many people are scared that when there are robots, I won't get a job anymore. I don't believe that because they need people to still develop systems for those robots. They need people to still control those robots and do stuff. So people would not really be out of jobs. But there's so many jobs that can be computerized right now, and I think that what scares most people. But then with everything going on, we human beings also have to elevate ourselves, and that's why I encourage people to also pursue careers in tech, just to be in the loop and be updated.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the future is technology. Like there's no way around it. Today we need doctors and engineers and all that stuff. Tomorrow we need the people that can fix the robot doctors and the robot engineers that help us. But yeah, so I don't know, like Like I don't know what to say, to be honest. Like I guess AI is the future. So
Yeah.
let's go back to your goals. You said you wanted to develop or you wanted to be
A tech
a
entrepreneur.
tech entrepreneur. Exactly. Sorry, my memory is very bad. So
No problem.
what exactly do you have, like already an idea of what you want to do, or is it when it hits you, you're gonna like do it, or
Um, I have ideas of what I want to do,
mm,
the kind of products I want to produce, but my main goal of being a tech entrepreneur is to provide more opportunities for people to work in tech,
mhm.
you know, especially for people that have never worked in tech. I want to give them the opportunity to bring their ideas to the table and for us to just like create our own vision and missions together and just build products around them that solve problems around the world.
Okay, that's interesting. But what exactly are you looking to do? Like, is it? Is there specific technology that you have an idea that you want to do, or is it just like I want to find something just so that I can provide, the people from back home to come and have a
Yeah,
job?
I definitely want to go more into software than hardware.
Software, okay.
Yeah, like creating mobile apps,
Mhm.
websites, software products that help businesses, that help people in their daily tasks and daily lives. Yeah.
Okay, so why not go into hardware then? Is it harder? Is it?
I won't say it's harder. I've never really been in the hardware field, so I don't really know how things are done there. And I'm not. It's not something that I am so interested in. I just prefer, with the iPhone, I'm more interested in the software than the hardware. Like I'm
Mhm.
just a software kind of girl. I just like how things work and how smoothly they run and everything. Hardware has a role to do with that too, of course. But I'm more interested in the software side of things
So
and how things.
did you ever release any app before? Did you ever release like an application? There's something you've done that's available today, or
No, I've never released any app, but
uh-huh.
then I have a portfolio of apps that I just have in the making. So yeah.
Oh wow. And do you think you can let us know a little bit about what's going on? Just like a little sneak peek? Or do you wanna
Uh,
wait when it comes out?
yeah, wait.
Fine. You know what? Fine.
Yeah.
We'll wait. And when can we expect it to come?
Within like maybe less than a year.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you guys, in less than a year, our favorite Nigerian Favour is gonna be releasing. Is it one app or like a few different apps?
Maybe like one or two for the first time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking back into Apple and software, my co-host, who unfortunately isn't with us because he had to go, he has work right now. Uh,
Mm.
his brother released an app on Android. He's facing trouble releasing it on Apple. Well, I'm also trying to help them a little bit wherever I can. But like, what makes an app famous? Let's say, what makes an app very usable? Everyone knows about it. It like blows up. What are the factors to app making?
I think for an app to be famous, um, and for like it to blow up, like you said, I feel like what does it really do? What function does it perform? Like the way TikTok just blew up, like people wanted to make short videos that were interesting and got people's attention, and then people kept on watching many TikTok videos and started making their own too. So like, how does it apply to people? Who are you targeting? Who's your target market? So you have to take all of things into consideration, like who is my target market? What do they like doing? What don't they like doing? So doing all those factors come into consideration of what makes your app popular and everything. Like Twitter, people just want to say their thoughts and just have it out there, and people prefer using Twitter for that. Instagram, people want to take pictures and post them and look pretty and all of that. And then people want to like have businesses, so Facebook is there, online businesses,
Mhm.
Shopify, Etsy, all those little things. So people, you have to think about your target market. Who are they? What do they do? Your app can perform so many functions, especially if you're like starting out. Like when Facebook started out, it was like a website for college students, but now it's just so many other things. So you have to think about what functions do I want to help people like achieve right now? Who's my target market and what do they like doing? Like, so those little things actually help you and your app become famous.
Uh-huh. Okay. So these are the factors people should think about. But
Yeah.
what happens when you make an app and it doesn't blow up or it fails? Like how do people improve apps? Like how do people know like, oh, there's a bug fix we need to do here or there? Like what do people like, how does it happen? Did you hear any of that or did I cut off?
I heard that, but you kind of cut off. Yeah, I think
Okay.
you're asking how do people improve their apps when it's not doing well and it's failing and fixing bugs. First of all, failure is part of success, so it's not like a bad thing if your app doesn't work at the first try. Like, okay, it's not doesn't work, it's probably work tomorrow with constant improvement.
Mhm.
So it's not a bad thing at all, honestly. Just continuously improve your app and continuously also be in the loop with your customers and what they want to see in the app, um, interview them, ask for their feedback. If they have like bugs affecting the app, ask for their feedback, what's happening when you're using the app and everything, and continuously look for ways to improve your app. And before you know it, it's a popular app that everyone wants to use.
Interesting. I mean, if we even look at something like PayPal, I'm sure you've heard about the PayPal. Like, PayPal failed miserably at the start,
Yeah.
back in like 2000s, very early 2000s. But now it's like the easiest way to transfer your money or to like receive and send out cash.
Yeah.
I personally use PayPal a lot, and you're right. Yeah, it takes failure to understand how to be better than what you are.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I feel like with apps, it's very tricky because the market is oversaturated with all these different applications that you can use. So it's, I don't. Do you feel this way that the market is oversaturated with different apps and it's really hard to think of something new, or is it relatively easy for you?
I don't think so, honestly. I
Okay.
think there's still so many problems people face. Like I said, just like talking to people, literally, like when you're at the bus stop, just talking to that person, and they have a personal problem that they want to be solved, and it can be solved through an app. And before you know it, other people want that kind of have that kind of problem, and you have
Hmm.
that solution for it. Like Facebook, when Facebook came out, they didn't have like the groups feature, but then they realized that people wanted to interact with other people that have similar interests, and they created the groups feature. So there's still problems people have, the problems I have that could be solved through apps and through other things. So I don't think the market is oversaturated. I feel like the world is a very big place for everyone to be successful and have their own space, and and there's still more problems that need to be solved. Still,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't feel like that.
It's interesting. Okay, not bad. So I think is there anything you would like to talk about or you would like to get into that you might want to, discuss like.
I think I just want to like kind of like just inspire or encourage people that want to get into tech or people that have had the thoughts and been discouraged. I just want to encourage them that there's room for everyone. There are still more problems that need to be solved. Even if you had let's say let's say like you had a solution for a problem and there's already an app out there. Remember that great artists modify. So you can always take someone's idea and also modify it to be your own idea. Like many of the features with the iOS 14, Android already had them, but Apple is making it their own. Why? Because they modified it to be who they are, to be their own, features and everything. So I just want to encourage people out there that tech is a rewarding field. You will enjoy doing it, and just start with you. Start with your own passion. Start with your own skills. So even if you have like skills in like drawing or painting, you can bring that to the table in user experience design or user interface design or product design. There's space for everyone. Like any skill you have will actually help you in tech. So yeah.
Interesting. All right. So I believe we said everything we wanted to say, right? Like
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. So my closing monologue would be technology is the future, right? So I think it's important that we now start to look at technology more than your classical everyday job like science and medicine and engineering and all that stuff. Technology
Mm-hmm.
is the new thing.
Yeah.
So I think everyone, like, if you have kids and you're watching this, like, if you want them to, as our friend said, keep them in the loop,
Yeah.
Technology is the way to go. Thank you everyone for watching another episode. If you've reached this far into the video, please subscribe. Is there anything you want to shout out? Anything you want to let the world know?
Yeah, please follow me on Instagram. I make tech
All right.
content, very nice content. So follow me at Favour_Adeniyi. So FAVOR_ADENIYI. Yeah.
We will leave a link to her Instagram in the link description below.
Yeah.
Favour, this was fun. Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you so much for having me. This was actually my first video interview. So thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for, being our guest of the day. And signing out. See you guys
Okay.
tomorrow.